Hello, we are on the Real Programming channel. My name is Andrei. This is our 29th lesson. I greet you. We will talk about fixing up the myPod HTML. And now for the test drive. Let's go. Once you've saved the image, you can close Photoshop elements. Now all you need to do is change the myPod index.html page to include the new version of the photo. Seattle Video Match Pack. Here is a snippet of the index.html file showing only the parts you need to change. The rest of the HTML goes here. You've already got it in your index.html file. All you need to do is change the file name in the image element to the name of the image you just made, Seattle Video Match Pack. And now for the rest test drive. Go ahead and make the changes, save them, and reload index.html in your browser. Fixed should look much better. Now the image is sized just right to give your visitors a good view without overwhelming them with a large photo. Now the image fits nicely in the browser window, and it's a smaller file size too, which will help the page load more quickly. Which image format? Exercise. Your task is this time. Open the file chapter 5 test image IPeg in the photo elements. Open the Save for Web dialog and fill in the blanks below by choosing each quality setting for JPEG, low, medium, height, etc. as well as PNG 24 and GIF. You will find this information in the preview pane below the image. Once you finish it, determine which setting makes the most sense for this image. Format, size of image, time to transfer over dialog up modem. Try PNG A2. More photos for myPod. A new best of photos has arrived for myPod. 3 more from Seattle and few from a friend in Britain. The photos have already been resized to less than 800 pixels wide. Add the image elements for them. You will find the image already in the photo folders. Feel free to add some of your own photos here as well. Just remember to resize them first. Let's keep all the Seattle photos together. Same with the Birmingham photos. Taking myPod for another test drive. In this point, we don't need to tell you to reload the page in your browser. We're sure you're way ahead of us. Whoa, what a difference a few images make, don't you think? This page is starting to look darn real interesting, but that doesn't mean you're there yet. While you got a great set of images on the page, and even though you already resized them, the images are still quite large. Not only is the page going to load more and more slowly as you add more images, but also the user has to do a lot of scrolling to see them all. Wouldn't it be better if users could see a small thumbnail image for each photo and then click on the thumbnail to see the large image? Here's what the whole page looks like now with all the images. And here's what the page looks like now, close up. Reworking decide to use thumbnails. You're now going to make this page more usable by substituting a smaller image, which we'll call a thumbnail, for each photo, and then you'll create a link from the thumbnail to each of the larger photos. Here's how you're going to do this, one step at a time. Create a new directory for the thumbnails, resize each photo to 150 by 100 pixels and save it in a thumbnail folder. Set the src of each image element in index.html to the thumbnail version of the photo. Add a link from each thumbnail to a new page containing the larger photo. Create a new directory for thumbnails. To keep things organized, create a separate folder for the thumbnail images. Otherwise, you'll end up with a folder of larger images and small thumbnails all lumped together, which could get quit cluttered. After you added a significant number of photos, create a folder called thumbnails under the myPod folder. If you are working from the book example files, you'll find this folder already in there. Create a new folder called thumbnails in the myPod folder. Create the thumbnails. You got a place to up your thumbnails, so let's create them. Start by opening Seattle Video Match Pack with your photo editing application. You're going to resize it to 150 by 100 pixels using the same method you used to create the 600 by 400 version. In Photoshop Elements, choose the Save for Web menu option, then change the weight to 150 and the height to 100 and click Apply. Don't forget to change the format to JPEG medium quality. Finally, click OK. With the image resized, choose OK and save it as the same name but in the thumbnail folder. Be careful. If you save it to the Photoshop Photos folder, you'll be replacing the large image. If you're working with the example files, you'll find the thumbnails already in the thumbnails folder, so you don't have to do every one of the after all you're learning HTML, not batch photo processing. Now repeat this for each photo in your Photos folder. What about the photos from Birmingham? They are tailored, then they are white. Does 150 multiply 100 make sense? Good catch. Because these images are taller than they are wide, we have two choices. We can switch the dimension and make them 100 by 150, or we can crop each image and make a 150 by 100 pixel thumbnail from it. We are going to make ours 100 by 150. Feel free to crop them and create 150 by 100 pixel images. If you'd like to explore how to do that in your photo editing application, rework the HTML to use the thumbnails. Rework the HTML to use the thumbnails. Now you just need to change the HTML so that the image elements get their images from the thumbnails folder. And rather than the photos folder. And because you're currently user relative paths like photos, Seattle Video Match Pack, that's going to be simple for each image element. All you need to do is change the folder from photos to thumbnails. All you need to do is change the folder from photos to thumbnails. Take myPod for another test drive. Oh, much better. Visitors can see all the available pictures at a glance. They can also tell which photos go with each city more easily. Now we need to find a way to look from each thumbnails to the corresponding large image. What a sec. Wait, don't you think you're pulling a fast one? The images used to be on top of each other. Now they're side by side. Right, but remember the image element is a line element. In other words, we didn't pull anything. Because image is displayed as an inline element, it doesn't cause line breaks to be inserted before and after the element is displayed. So if there are several images together in your HTML, the browser will fit them side by side if the browser window is wide enough. The reason the larger photos weren't side by side is because the browser didn't have room to display them next to each other. Instead, it displayed them on top of each other. The browser always displays vertical space before and after a block element. And if you look back at the screenshot, you'll see the images are right on top of each other with no space in between. That's another sync images is an inline element. Turning the thumbnails into links. You're almost there. Now you just need to create link from each thumbnail's image to its larger version. Here is how this is going to work. A visitor sees a thumbnail, she is like, say the downtown iPod thumbnails. The visitor clicks on the thumbnails. The browser retrieves a new page with a large image and displays it. The visitor can click the back button to get back to the myPod page. To do this, you need two things. First, a page to display each photo along with a heading that describes its content. Second, a link from each thumbnail in index.html to its corresponding photo page. Let's create the pages first and then we'll come back on the finish of the links. Create individual pages for the photos. And we'll talk about this in the next lesson. And this concludes our 29th lesson. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, please. Like, share with friends, comment, eat bananas, chocolate and nuts, drink more water for the effective work of our brains. Bye.